Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. My name is Jenna. I am joining you from Florida. Why don't you guys go ahead and put in the chat where you are currently? Like, let's play where in the world are your ketones right now and what are you drinking? So tell me where you're currently at and what flavor you mixed up today. And then after you do that, make sure all the team chats and things that you're in, you go ahead and pop out some reminders. Today's call, I'm so excited about. We have some powerful things lined up. Michael's going to be on here in just a minute. So go ahead and just make sure that your teammates, your friends, like the people you care about in this business, that they are getting on this morning's huddle call. It's going to be epic. So no pun intended, because epic is coming up, which I'm pumped about. So I know Michael's going to get on here in just a minute. I don't see him on yet. Where are you guys from? Stillwater, Oklahoma, Lime Time, Heart Tart. Those are two of my favorites. Karen is new. Karen, how long you been in? What are you drinking today? Heart Tart. Ooh, the cold brew. I actually honestly haven't tried that yet. Who's tried the cold brew? I want it. I drank Blue Ocean this morning. If you can tell, I'm a little bit hyped up, and now I'm sipping on some peach cobbler. I'm already having my second one of the day. How many of you guys are on keto number 2? All right, well, keep putting it in there. Keep texting your friends. Put it in all your chats you're in. Let them know you're on. Let them know they want to be on. We have some awesome stuff lined up today. And then I'm going to do a couple things, and I'll be right back.
Hey, Jenna, what's happening? I'm here. Let's see if this works.
Hey, Michael, I can hear you. I can't see you. Where are you at?
Okay, hang on one sec. Hey,
I see Tiffany's on her second keto of the day like me. Woo, I'm glad I'm not the only one. It's a little bit later here in the East Coast. You know, it's already noon. Julian says, what are we doing? I just got on. You are putting in the chat, where in the world are you in your ketones right now? So what are you drinking today and where are you located? That's what I want to see. Silver Ink, she's on her second one. It's 1 a.m. in Singapore. That's hilarious. Time zones. This is really powerful. The international company. We're all over the world in different time zones. And that's what's fun to see on Mondays. I love it when we all come together. Let's see, just poured, strawberry peach. Someone else is on their second and it's strawberry peach.
I'm on my first and it's missing in action at the moment. I got to try to find it.
Uh-oh.
I'm excited. I'm happy to be on. I'm fired up, you guys. Found it.
Perfect.
All right, let's rock and roll this thing. Give me 10 seconds. Hang on one sec. I got to clear out my office of children.
Mike Coote is doing his 30-second reboot. That's awesome. I have a reboot kit I need to start. And you just inspired me, Mike.
Reboot. Hey, you guys, what's up? Nice to see you. If you can see me and hear me, hit me some jazz hands. Pop some quick text. Nice to see you, Carrie. Nice to see you, Jane. And now I can't. Lynn thought you said 30-second reboot. What's up, Gia? Hey, I reboot for 30 seconds every little while. What's up, Matt Merrill? Hey, you're going to like this morning. Glad to be on here. Real quick, let's give it up for Matt Merrill. He just hit Champ 6 for the very first time. This is his first month in the business. Hit the chat. Let's light it up for Matt. I don't know where the heck he is at the moment. Are you in Arkansas, sir?
Yeah, I'm muted. I'm in Arkansas.
Okay, cool. So real quick, generally speaking, what would you say you're doing to launch your business? Like, why are you excited about this? How did you learn about it? Just generally speaking.
Well, the opportunity, because of the platform I have on social media, you know, there's no examples to go off of in this. So we're kind of learning it as we go. And once I realized the product itself, which took a lot of convincing for me to do, and a lot of calls from Shawn. I know Shawn's probably on here somewhere. And so once I got the product, once it worked, it was easy to share my story because I built a following of people that trust me a lot, and they would do anything I asked them to do. And now that they're all coming back and showing me the success story, that's what gets me going. Of course, the opportunity and the business potential is amazing, and the structure is great, the support is great, but to help so many people and come back, I mean, we've built such a huge team and time, and now they're all flooding back. And it's amazing to see all the positives and all the weight loss journeys, the energies, the cleaner houses that they keep telling me, and the kids that are now excited that their parents are back. You know, they've got them back with their spouses. So the business side is great, the product is great, but the stories that we're telling, it makes it all worth it.
So real fast, what they all think the clean houses is funny. That's true, but don't come to my house. It looks like a bomb went off. One of my favorite posts I ever saw somebody do, they say, y'all, my baseboards have never been cleaner. I'm just telling you. Mm-hmm. So here's why our business is cool. Sharon Leary, who's in the UK, just commented in her team's chat. Matt from America, Champ 6 first month is training right now. I hope you're on this Zoom. So we have people from all over the world that are on this Zoom. So speak really quickly. What part of this intrigued you? Were your businesses on fire before you saw this? I guess you could look at that either way. Why were you open-minded to this? And then what aspect of it have you woken up every day to go talk to people about? Are you calling people going, hey, this community is great, you should join it? Or are you calling people saying, hey, you should drink this, you could lose 5 pounds? Or are you calling people saying, hey, you got to lock arms with me, we're going to do this together, it's going nuts, get in with me? What are you picking up the phone and calling people doing?
I'm sorry, Mark.
Say that again. I said when you get up in the morning, when you first started this, mm-hmm. I know you put a couple videos up, and yeah, you have a TikTok, and you got some people that have some TikToks, but they also have Instagrams, and they're just regular mm-hmm. people, right? Absolutely. What are you just sharing the product? Are you just sharing the community? Are you sharing the business opportunity? What would you say is setting the speed that you're growing? How is it setting you apart from maybe what everybody else is doing?
Sure, and I come. Let me give a disclaimer. I come from a background, an entrepreneur background, and I have business and sales. And so once I realized this worked, I got on the phone and every contact I think I've ever made through social media. I didn't even get a chance to get to the people that I know until I was a couple of weeks in, and then I got my insurance agent, my mom, my cousins, but I got on the phone. I mean, of course, I made videos, sales, and kind of got some confidence and seeing the results, but I had to build a business, and I went after them, and I didn't push ketones. I pushed opportunity to change the lives of so many people and change the lives of your own family. And so you've got a double dip opportunity to where not only you can take advantage of the time you put into social media and you can earn a real income off of it and a real business, but you'll change so many people and stand behind something instead of trying to sell a shirt or your merch or anything like that. And I have that. I have merchandise, and it's cool that people buy it. And I've seen actually somebody locally wearing a shirt of mine. That's awesome. And that's just them support. Well, now let them support themselves and have a return on their investment. And so that's how I'm selling it to people. because you don't get this opportunity very much with a product like this. And so it really sells itself. Now talk to them about the opportunity that they can improve their lives as they're improving other people's. And so I jump on every night. I literally spend an hour on TikTok scrolling my For You page. I find somebody I think would be a great candidate, I hit them with it and go. You never know until they say no. All they can do is say no.
I agree. Well, I think one of my favorite things, and we could circle back up with this additionally with what your team's doing. What's your volume at the moment?
For this month, we're at 54,000.
I like it. 54,000. So probably the fastest growing brand new team I think we have. And I think one of the neatest things that you guys are doing is he doesn't know if he's going fast or slow because he's not in comparison with anybody else. He's just doing him. And maybe they have, do you know how many people? 1,200, 1,400? How many?
We're about 1,200. We're pushing that 1,200 mark.
So he signed up right about Christmas, has 1,200 people on the product in their organization. They've got, you know, multiple people knocking on rank 4, on rank 5, and hundreds of them drinking their ketones for free already. So thanks for being on. I want to hear from Shawn really quickly. Shawn, if you're on, come off mute, sir.
I'm here.
Okay, fantastic. How are you? Congratulations on Circle of Champions rank 6, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
How does it feel to be a 4 years later overnight success?
It feels good. It feels good to see that number 6 there. That's for sure. I like the red dot over the striving, starving, you know, rank 4 that I've been forever.
When did you sign up? Why did you sign up? How have you stayed focused for so long and interested for so long?
I signed up October 2016. I was the biggest skeptic ever. You know, it took my own wife a couple months to get me to even drink it. It lit me on fire. I told everyone I was going to tell everybody I ever met, I ever knew. I did that. You know, some went good, some went bad. I really, you know, I attribute all of me staying into, I really dug into the community and listened to all the people that were telling me that it was going to happen someday. And, you know, I followed our leaders, our thought leaders, you know, just took example from Michael and Dustin and Mitch and Brian Underwood, and listened to the podcast and believed in the whole system. And it just turned me into a completely different person who wasn't afraid of anything anymore. So I just started asking, I started going live, I built my accounts, I put in the work, and it feels good to be where we're at. That's for sure.
I like that. Well, here's what's cool. Here's what's cool. Many of the people that are on the Zoom went, gosh, Matt hit Champ 6 in literally 2 weeks. I mean, he joined for a week at the end of December, and then the first 2 weeks of January, he already hit Champ 6. They're already over 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. I mean, he's closer to 7 than he is 6. So, Matt, can you still hear me, by the way? Or Shawn? So, you know, a lot of people immediately were like, gosh, we went in the comparison mode. That's what we do. Like, a lot of times people go in the comparison mode. Here's what I want you to compare yourself to. I want you to compare yourself to Shawn. If you've been in for 6 months and you haven't hit Champ 6 yet, or you've been in for 18 months and you haven't hit Champ 6 yet, Shawn was in for 4 years and hadn't hit Champ 6 yet. And he's been one prover away from hitting Champ 6 and hitting Champ 7 and hitting Champ 8. One prover away for 4 years. The difference is he's continued to show up at his visits every single day. He's continued to communicate with me over social media, you know, every week, I would say, regularly, and communicating back and forth. He's continued to stay connected to Josh and Dre into the community and not let the wins or the successes or the challenges or the lessons or the wisdoms. He's not letting any of those slow him down. You know, it doesn't mean every day is a perfect happy day. It just means he never stopped inviting. And I don't know if you guys caught it. He said he just decided to work on himself over those years and quote unquote build his accounts. What does that mean? What that means is Nick Martinez and Christina Martinez said, you know what, we're going to go do this Keto Dad page. And their family committed to doing a social media strategy for years, not weeks, not days. I've tried to launch my TikTok multiple times mentally, and then I never even put a video up. I put one up last night. So in case you want to laugh, go watch it. But I'm not going to lie to you. When I woke up this morning, I'm like, damn it, only 150 people have watched. But I haven't been as consistent with that as I could be. So I commend you, dude, because you've just stayed on it. I don't want you to go down the rabbit hole of TikTok quite yet. So, all right, Mitch Newman just said he's changing his life, slow, intentional, self-honoring, and sustainable. Sheesh. Type that in the chat, Mitch. So it's consistent. If there's one thing that you could be in our business, make sure it's consistent. If you can do it consistent, then you'll be just fine. A bunch of you listened to Matt's story and went, gosh. And then now you heard Shawn's story. By the way, I put Matt's first for a reason. You listened to Matt's and went, gosh. And then now you listen to Shawn's and go, well, shit, I've only been in for 2 years. He's been in 2 years longer than me. I hope that makes sense. Like, I hope that makes sense to you. So walk us through a little bit of, and as Shawn talks about what he did, I'm not saying this is what you need to go do or have to go do, but how many minutes, how many hours, how many reach outs, how many connections, how much effort did you put in to building relationships with people on social media generally, TikTok specifically? How much effort did it take to create enough mojo and enough relationship equity on social media for Matt to even be interested?
That's a good question. I put
tell
in
them the real story. Like, how many people do you have sort of in your funnel that you've been building relationships with, commenting, liking, sharing, communicating, DMing?
I put pretty much every waking possible moment as I possibly could into it. I mean, I put if I was sitting on the couch, if I was going to bed, if I was up early, if I was, waiting for my gas tank to fill up, I was just message, like, just, if it was cold message, if I tried to build a relationship with them first, I was liking their stuff, I was commenting, and I mean, some people you end up building a personal relationship with, and some you don't, but you still know that they would smash this. So you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And as soon as you present them that this is a good opportunity and it's backed by the best product in the world, I think, it's really hard for them to say no. And then, we've had so many people that say no and we go for the business and whatever, and then you just kind of flip to like, just try it. And we all know that if we can get them to try it, if we can get them to day 3, they might be lit up in the first hour, but they're definitely going to be lit up by day 3. So, there's a lot of skepticism behind it, but I think you get anybody to drink it, send them some free samples, do whatever the hell you got to do, drop them off on their doorstep, shake it up for them and leave it on their front porch. I think you can convince anybody.
You guys, it's more of a mentality than it is anything. I was on a Zoom with somebody a couple days ago, and you can write this down. It's about success is more about availability than it is about ability. You'll become able if you're available. Able means you build the skills. If you build the will, the skills will come. The skills will come. You think Nick Martinez and Chrissy Martinez had just loads of skills on social media? No. I'll never forget as long as I live. I don't remember where I was. I think I was in Hawaii, but I don't remember where we were, where we're in a room. There's only 6 or 8 of us around a boardroom. And Nick Martinez was getting ready to tell the group of us that he was going to leave his job as a pilot and go full-time in his Prove It business. And his bottom lip was bouncing so aggressively. I don't know where he's at on here. I wish I could see his face. He was so nervous, so excited, so anxious, so excited, so vision-filled and goal-driven and just fired up that, like, he couldn't even speak. His bottom lip was bouncing like, and there was so much emotion behind it because he knew how big of a deal it was. This wasn't like 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 years in the making. As an entrepreneur, he's probably going on a decade. And I felt lucky to sit next to him. Nick just texted me, you and my dang lip. It just told me how important it was to him. Does that make sense? Some of y'all have been here for such a short time, a year or 2 or 3, that this is only a year or 2 or 3 year long journey. And that doesn't mean you can't hit Champ 6 and make great money and help people and have a good experience in the first few years or 5 years. It just means you can't. Kathy Mays is on. Kathy's amazing. Kathy hasn't hit Champ 6 yet. Guess what? Kathy's still on the Zoom. Kathy still has faith and hope that she's going to hit some of the goals that she has. She's got some faith and some action behind 2021 and what she's manifesting, Mitch. And it really comes down to, can you stay consistent enough and build sustainable actions every day that are going to get you to where you want to go? I'm just telling you. People overestimate what they can do in a year, and they grossly underestimate what they can do in 5 years. Think about that. Danny and Chris Webb, I see commenting, consistency is key. That's why they have a TikTok. Hey, Matt Merrill, come off mute again if you still can. How often do you put something up on your TikTok? And would you say you're consistent, inconsistent at best, or how would you rate how important consistency is to build a TikTok?
Very consistent. You know, when I first started this, when I was posting 2 to 3, 4 videos a day is when the growth happened. And so I think she's on here right now. Katie on here kind of asked me the same question. And what she started doing, when I told her, she started growing every day and her following started growing. So consistency is absolutely 100% number one. Interacting with followers, number 2, and then interacting on their posts. So your name's getting out there, number 3. And so just keeping consistent. And then I, talk about ketones every now and then. But other than that, I stay true to my content, and keep that little niche that I've built, which is the slide. So if y'all haven't seen me, I slide across the floor. I slid across Michael's floors.
So he just dropped some bombs, and I need to listen to him. So he said, number one, number one, stay consistent. Hey, my second video was shorter than the one that was long, wasn't it?
Well, at least you took my advice. And your kid's a rock star, so he made it.
Yeah. So step 1, be consistent and just do it. Just do the darn thing. Number 2, engage in the people who comment on your stuff. Number 3 is go engage in other people's stuff. Like that's what Shawn did. Shawn, Hey, Shawn, back to you real fast. Just holler at us real straight. How many people do you think you have been working on getting like Matt? 500?
I would say, 1,000 easy over the last, when we launched in Europe, I went to Europe. When we launched in Mexico, I went at Mexico. When TikTok started to blow up, I went at TikTok, and I have probably thousands of messages out. No joke.
I know you're not joking. I'm aware. So we just did another Zoom with somebody else that's pretty significant. It'd be pretty cool to watch that unfold. But my question for everybody is, are you consistent? Are you consistent? Do you consistently do the reps? Do you consistently do the activity? And then prior to that, do we have vision for what we want our life to be? Are we visualizing what we want our life to be? I'm going to get into something on the whiteboard in a minute and show you like some of the ABCs of how to build your business. But Nick just texted me, back to the basics, baby. Shut up and drink. Lynn Knowles, numbers don't lie. That's true. I'm not going to ask any of you for your calendars because I ain't your daddy and I ain't your boss. But would you be happy and content? Your goals are your goals and my goals are my goals and their goals are their goals. So we're all manifesting different stuff in 2021. But if somebody looked at your calendar and they had a video of only Michelle Holt just started following me on TikTok. Hell yeah, boys. If somebody saw your calendar in the form of a short film, and what would they say about your activity? What would they say about your effort? What would they say about your consistency? If Brian Underwood, for instance, was handed your resume, and on your resume was just the activity that you took towards growing your mind, growing your belief, growing your business, growing your network, what would they say about it? What would Brian think your goals were? Would Brian think you're just hanging on by a string? Or would he think, man, this person's really serious about changing their family's life? Would he know that you're like, 2020 is over, 2021 is a new year, we're going to hit new goals, we're going to make big things happen? What would your calendar say about you? When I say your calendar, I just mean, would your calendar tell people you're a good dad? Would your calendar tell people that you have a certain level of priority around the things that are important in your life? What would your calendar tell people about your priorities? And again, I'm not looking for I ain't nobody's daddy. You're your own boss. You're your own CEO. You do what you want to do for who you want to be. I hope that makes sense. Not any one person on here is going to make or break my family's life, my business, our income, or any aspect of it. Not one of us. And hopefully that's true for you. And the bigger that your team grows, you'll start realizing that there's some really simple fundamentals that will build a business. And there's a bunch of other shiny object garbage that will distract people and let them off the hook for them to go, oh yeah, that's why I wasn't successful. Some of you right now are doing that. See, I know I needed to get on TikTok. That's why I'm not successful. Nope. What you need to gather from Shawn and from Matt is consistency. Just consistency. Shawn, do you have a regular job?
Absolutely. I have a couple other businesses. I have a construction company, which is probably 60 to 80 hours a week. It's super high pace, high stress. My wife and I breed dogs. We have 3 kids that play year-round sports. We have a absolutely crazy lifestyle, and we just fit it in every minute we can. And you know, to speak to what you were saying, I mean, I heard it on a Zoom. I don't know if it was Mitch or Brian or what, that people like think that they want, you know, think that they're going to make 50 grand a month, or think they can, and they're just not ready. And you know, something in one of those Zooms lit me up to realize that I wasn't going to go anywhere unless I was going to put in the effort that those people were putting in. And so when you talk about your calendar, you know, my calendar, my activity level on my calendar is from 5 a.m. till 11 p.m. or after every single day, no matter what, to do everything that I can to succeed. And I was going to change my family's life no matter what. Someone was going to answer me. Like, I wasn't going to quit until somebody answered me. And it took a whole bunch of pokes at Matt Merrill, which was great. And it's turned out fantastic. And Matt's done the same thing, you know, so just never give up. Never give up is like, literally, I think I should just get it tattooed on my arm. I mean, it's the most incredible part of this whole thing.
So I'm gonna mitch you a little bit. Why don't you get tattooed on your arm? Keep going. So never give up has got a negative word in it. Keep going says the same thing, but it feels more positive. But I'm with you. I like them both. So Brandy Sutton says, thanks for this call. It's fire. I agree with you. So I want you to write something down on the piece of paper you have in front of you. I want you to write, I am one person away from changing my life. I am one prover away from exploding my business. I'm one direct message or DM away from completely changing your future. You can think of this in a lot of different contexts. You're one shaken up sample of melon blast away from changing your whole life. Justin Merrill just said, it took me 3 years and 2 stints in rehab to finally hit Champ 6. I just got a text from one of Shawn and Matt's guys, JB. He's driving all the way across Houston. I think it's a 2-hour drive for him to hand deliver samples to another guy that they have a relationship with on TikTok. I'm not going to tell you their name. I'll just tell you they have 7.5 million followers. And how they got his interest is the exact same thing Shawn did to get Matt's interest. Now, my goal is not to go and have everybody on here go start spamming all their TikTok. That's not what Shawn said he did at all. That's not what Matt said he did. He didn't say go spam everybody. What he said was build relationships, like actually build relationships. I have some other people who are spamming people on TikTok. And all they're doing is putting people on notice that ketones are awesome, but they're not getting the signups because they're just going right for the throat. They have no relationship. And it's hard for me because the person with the relationship will win. The person without the relationship will, I don't want to say won't win. I don't mean it that way. They're just going to have a little bit of a tougher time. You just got to invest in the relationship. You got to take the time. Now, you have to reach out to somebody to start a relationship, but I'm just telling you, if we can get good at the consistency part to this, it's not like Shawn hit Matt and said, hey, bro, I'm sliding into your DMs. Do you want to sell keto? That's not what he said. People join people. They don't join businesses. People join people. They don't join businesses. And generally speaking, people will quit business, but they won't quit people. Doesn't mean everybody's going to stay forever. But the better relationship glue and the relationship equity that you have with people, the better. And I'm here to tell you, if you're just at home cold DMing people, hey, have you heard about keto? You could make some money with this. You might get somebody to respond to that. but it's probably going to be more advantageous to you to like and share and comment on their stuff. Duet a video of theirs, for instance, share it with a couple friends. I'm not a TikTok expert, but I do know relationships, and they're the same on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, at the local Piggly Wiggly, and at your kid's local soccer game. Relationships are important. That's the backbone of everything. And then, where you going, pal? Naked little boy just ran through my office. So what I can tell you is the neatest thing about this is, as long as we can stay fundamentally in the basics, building relationships with people, getting samples in people's mouths. You going pee, buddy? 2-year-old just ran through my office to go take a whiz in the potty. Good job, pal. So so if we can get back to the fundamentals, and if you're brand new, what he just talked about is powerful. What they both talked about is powerful. Build relationships with people. Share this with people. Hey, I don't know if you've heard about ketones. I don't know if you see me post about them yet. I don't know if you're drinking them already. And I don't know what your income situation's like. I know the world is crazy, but I got my hands on something cool. It's a drink. What? I don't think I can repeat that. Should we hear what Jet said? All right, tell Uncle Shawn what you said. Okay, I see if I filmed that. He said the PP made his penis little. So unfortunately that wasn't filmed, because that would have been a heck of a TikTok. At least I think. So hey, what do you want me to tell you? If you don't have little boys, you should get some. They're absolutely trip. He's definitely his father's son. So what I was going to say is, getting samples in people's hands changes everything. And then moving people from event to event to event is how everything shifts. You know, JB right now, he got a relationship of his that he has on TikTok. They got the guy interested. Send him a video. The guy said, it looks cool. I'm interested. When can we jump on and talk? He gets on the telephone with him and he says, well, let me patch in a couple of my guys that have been doing this longer than I have. They've been able to build really great businesses, helping a lot of people, and have a residual income like you're looking for. So JB gets me and Josh on the telephone. And I think it was me and Josh. I guess I don't remember who was even on. Was it me and you, Shawn? I don't remember who was on. Maybe it was Matt. Maybe
Josh. Me, you, Josh.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we have a great Zoom with the guy. That's called an event. The connection was an event. A call was an event. Then we moved him to a Zoom with 3 or 4 of us, where his curiosity got validated. And then from that event, guess what the next event is? JB's driving him samples to his house. He's doing a keto drive-by. So he's going to physically drive to his house, pull in his driveway, hand him packs of ketones. The guy literally lives in a trailer with 7.5 million followers. He won't for very long. I'm pretty confident in that. And he's going to hand deliver him samples. JB's driving to him right now. So if JB's smart and he's listening, he's on social media putting a picture of his keto up. And he's saying, who hasn't tried this stuff yet? I'm hand delivering ketones around Texas. Who wants to get at them? Comment below or whatever. So then he's showing the activity of what builds his business. And he's showing the guy who's his prospect, I care enough about you to hand deliver the stinking things. And then guess what else he's doing? He's flexing his ambition to me. He's showing me he's hungry. So as soon as that drop off happens, I'm going to have him call me so I can tell the dude, hey man, enjoy the ketones, stoked to get to know you a little bit more. Let us know how you like them. Let's talk in a day or two. And then we'll do a checkup with him. We'll get him to do a quick post. You can write this one down. Here's the 5 for $35. I'll give you 2 free packs if you take a picture of this and put it on social media. If you take a selfie of us and say, thanks for the hand-delivered ketones, can't wait to bring on the mental clarity and a skinny booty. 5 for $35, or 6th and 7th are free if you put a post on social media and tag me. You guys do that? You give them a cream if they put a post on Facebook about your 5-day? What are we doing to create curiosity with people? Because every single step of this is an event. Every single step of this is moving the ball down the football field, so to speak. And when you have people that are in play, You're moving them and escorting them and shepherding them from event to event to event to event. Once they're in the business, then the events really start. You're moving them from just getting started onto a launch call, or you're moving them from a launch call onto a guest Zoom where they're inviting 3 or 4 friends to learn about ketones. Then maybe you're inviting them, or they're inviting you to a split screen, or maybe it's this way now, Instagram Live. Or maybe if they live anywhere near you, you're physically meeting at a Starbucks, sitting a few feet from each other, and you're doing an interview style on TikTok, for instance. Maybe you're doing a Zoom together and they save it and send it to some folks. And then you're moving them from that Zoom onto this Zoom on a Monday morning. And they're going to see a bigger picture. They're going to see a bigger business. And then from this Zoom, maybe they're doing a Keto Life party at their house in the next few nights in a safe way. Maybe they're whatever it is that they're doing. You know, I can tell you, and I'll draw it on the board here, and we can kind of put a cap on the Zoom in just a few minutes or a little bit. Hopefully you're getting value out of this, because I can promise you right now, as soon as Matt got started, hey, Matt, real quick, speak to third-party validation and ACE. How important, actually, Shawn first, how quickly, Shawn, did you get Matt on the phone with Josh and I, and how important was it?
I think the second he said that I would hear you out or listen or had a question or anything, I think it just went right to, as soon as I got his phone number and he asked one question, I was right to a group chat with you and Josh.
Perfect. And then how valuable was that for you? And you've been doing this 4 years. That's right. This is a great take forward, Michelle. You've been doing this 4 years. You're pretty proficient at it, but how much did you learn on that first Zoom with us and Matt?
I learned that it was, you know, it was a piece that I had been missing for a long time. I mean, you get into this and you think you educated yourself and you can answer all the questions. And I did the same thing, and I ruined everything by doing that, because like if you guys dig into the community, literally like Dustin's the smartest guy we got, but he signs up way more people when he flips them to Michael or flips them to somebody else. You know, you can't be the guy with all the answers, and that's who I was. And that's the mistake I had been making for a long time.
Whew. So Matt, same question. How quick, how valuable was it for Shawn to get Josh and I on with you with him? Not only were we able to answer your questions, Shawn could have too, but Shawn was showing you almost like a mentor and an apprentice, like an apprentice at like a, you know, any kind of a business, a plumber is an apprentice. They watch the mentor first and then they replicate what they see. How valuable was that to see personally, Matt, as well as then replicate it through your team?
Absolutely incredibly valuable, because, and especially when they say, hey, I'm going to get the top incomer in this whole company on the call with you, you're like, oh shit. Okay. So now I'm almost like in panic mode. Like, I don't want to say anything stupid, even though they're trying to get me to sign up. I still don't want to say anything dumb, but it's been crazy. I mean, I just found Shawn's initial message to me. I went back and tried to find it just so I could see what he did say. But you know, Rapkin calls it the triangle offense. You know, where you want different opinions, because people can relate differently to different people, and you want to get somebody on a call immediately. So y'all told me to do that. Y'all told me, you tee it up and we'll do the dirty work. That's what it was told to me on the very first phone call. And I did it from the very first person I had. I mean, I get their phone number, text chat, group call, boom, every single time. And now I'm able to do some more dirty work. And then when we get ready to close, still hit that triangle, because it's very valuable. But I was doing it immediately. I didn't put, outside of maybe sending them the campfire video and a brief little, you know, introduction, we go straight to the group, and I put them in the conversations and I muted it. That's what I did. I let the people that knew what they're talking about do the work. And I wouldn't be where I'm at without that, not even close. And
then
so
let me ask you this real fast. Now, hasn't it already replicated where JB's got an interested person? So he's like, hey, you need to talk to my boy, Matt. Matt's been doing this longer than I have. You've been doing it 30 days. And already in literally a matter of days or weeks, you can be the validator for somebody else's curiosity. That's the triangle offense. The key is that your business grows exponentially and everyone's doing the triangle offense. I'm not the validator on all of Matt's team's calls, nor is Shawn or Josh or even Matt. Now it's replicated, and they have real independence where people are executing the triangle offense. I mean, is that kind of how you see it too?
Yes, absolutely. And And no matter who it is available, to get different validating points from different people too, it's really huge for that person to hear that may be thinking about it or skeptical or whatever it may be, to hear the different aspects. Because I like to tell people, like, I'm the social media guy. Like, if you want to see how you can grow it on TikTok, let me talk to you. If you want to hear how this product started, how to do success outside of TikTok and social media, y'all are all there. I mean, y'all all got so much knowledge and expertise in this program and platform. It's huge because they need to hear all sides of it, and that's where that triangle comes into play.
For sure. Well, let me try to, and thanks for guys for sharing. Hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of hearing their story. And this is just the beginning of it. It's just a matter of days or a matter of weeks that's been going. Let's see if this will work. So we have a lot of people. Look at my whiteboard. There's no way to like not have a glare on it, so it's kind of dark. So one of the neatest things we talked about with Justin Merrill, for instance, is they're putting together an event in I'll say it one time and then just know that it's important to me. When we did the event in Mexico in Riviera Maya, the legendary mastermind, it was important that we could do it in a safe way. Like, it was important that we could be healthy, we could be safe, we could be intelligent optically, both in real life as well as optically. And I feel like we did a pretty good job of that. Mitch made sure to communicate with us when he felt like we might not have been. And then frankly, he hits me the other day and he goes, "Hey, I'm gathering a little bit of a conflicting message from you." And I said, "Cool, tell me about it. That's not my goal." And he goes, "I really do hear that you want to include as many people as possible and respect where people are at. But I also sense a little bit of, if you didn't go to Mexico, you're a loser." I don't know if he used those words. And I said, "Well, that's definitely not my belief." I go, "I just would wish people's reasons for not going were their real reasons, not some facade of a reason. And they could just be honest with me or be honest with themselves about why they are or are not going." And I said, "I promise you, if it was COVID related, I backed off big time." And it was like, "Look, no worries. If you could make it, great. If you can't, no worries. But if it's a schedule thing or a money thing or a I'm not sure if I should go thing, man, we really dug in to try to help people solve for X, because I wanted to help them identify what might be holding them back, what some of their resistances were." So I'll just tell you as a blanket, I'm very conscious and very interested in people being safe and people being healthy. I know states are different, cities and states and countries are different. So adhere to whatever rules and laws that you have. But like the state of Washington will allow you to assemble in a room up to 100 people. The seats have got to be 6 feet apart, and it's significantly reduced size of people. But Justin Merrill and their team, Cheryl on his team, is like, "I want to do a meeting at the Great Wolf Lodge." And I gave Justin some stuff about Cancun. "Dude, if you can go, go. If you can't, you can't. But why can't you?" And he gave me a couple of reasons why he couldn't. And I said, "Okay, I respect those." He had a surgery he was doing. I said, "Well, can we change the date on the surgery?" "Let me find out." "Nope, can't change the date on the surgery." And we had different people couldn't come for different reasons. And I said, "Okay, that's cool. Own your reasons. Don't make an excuse a reason. If it's a reason, it's a reason. But try not to title an excuse as a reason. Excuses are like belly buttons. Everybody's got them and they stink. Reasons, on the other hand, are good." Carrie, I'm glad you think that's funny. I made that a little more PG after my son was talking about his hammer earlier. I figured we would clean up the rest of the Zoom. But excuses are like belly buttons. Everybody's got one and they stink. Now, reasons, on the other hand, of why someone can or can't do something are real. And you got to respect those and meet people where they are and include them to the best that you can. Not, Anik, I'm trying. Try to include people in everything that you're doing. Try not to exclude people. And also meet people where they are and work with the ones that want to commit to the ones that want to commit, support the ones that want to dabble. So Justin's like, "Look, we're going to do an event. We're going to do it on the 27th. JB says that's Rutherford being PG. They're going to do an event on the 27th of February in Tacoma, Washington, give or take, somewhere in that area. I'm going to erase it and start down here. So Cheryl says, "Look, we've already got the venue. We've already got the thing put together. If you can make it, great." And I said, "Look, if you lock it in on the 27th, I'll be there." But we're not just going to start going, "Hey, 27th. By the way, if you're on their team, you can go. If you're not, you can't." They've already sold 70% of the tickets. There aren't going to be any more tickets available. Maybe we can do something else in the area the night before. I know Mandy's in Portland, Amber Horn's in Portland. So maybe we do Portland on Friday and then Seattle Saturday. I don't know. We got to figure something out. But I could just tell you, they're already putting the thing together for February 27th. Well, that's a month away. What can we do in the next 30 days so that meeting is halfway filled with brand new people? Just like you move a new promoter or a prospective promoter from event to event to event to event, from a post to a call to a launch to a training, like you're moving them through the process. And I know I'm covering a lot of stuff this morning. Concept wise, I hope you get it. The details, you'll get it as you're a part of it. But so with Justin and James and Cheryl and Lacey and Katie and the whole team, they've got this thing scheduled for February 27th near Tacoma, Washington for their team, the PNW squad. I'm like, awesome. What can we do between now and then? What if we did a private mastermind in San Diego in a week or two, and the top 6, 7, 8, 10 people that are in the hunt, they're after it, they're building, they're growing, they're expanding, they're working, like they're making things happen. What if we had them come down to San Diego and we really got clear on how to blow up the February 27th event? What if we spent, because this is a 1-day training and maybe snowmobiling on Sunday. We'll see, hopefully. But what if we could do in the next week or two, we could pull the key, the key builders, the key people working the business that are really making things happen, support everybody, but commit to the ones that really want to grow, who would come down to San Diego. So yesterday or 2 days ago, we do a Zoom on it, and then 2 people book, 4 people book, 6 people book, 12 people book. There's like 12 or 15 people that are coming to San Diego on Saturday this week. They leave at 6 in the morning. They get into San Diego at 8:30. Me and James Rice are going to have Teslas and Sprinter vans, and I'm not sure what else, parked out in front of the airport this Saturday at 8:30 in the morning, and pick some folks up. We're going to drive them to my house. We're going to be in the living room. We're going to social distance. We're going to be as smart as we can to the degree that people want to participate. And we're going to spend Saturday night, overnight, Sunday day. They fly home Sunday evening back to Seattle. And then from the 30th all the way to the 27th, they're going to do, so you got San Diego, they're going to do Keto Life parties, both virtually and in person, KLP, 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 all the way to February 27th. The goal is that if they've got a new person who joins today or tomorrow or next week, that they can host their first Keto Life party. They get a couple, 2, 3 people. They host their first Facebook Live. They host their first TikTok Live. And they get 2 or 3 people in their business. Can those 2 or 3 people then host their first KLP, their Keto Life party? Taste the product, share your story, sign them up. Can those people get their first 2 to 3 people, not 1,000, 2 to 3 people? Can they host their first KLP? Can they get their first social media posts up? And can all of this ball of wax be inviting to February 27th? Instead of the same old people coming to February 27th, can all of this activity create new people, new people, new people, new people, new people? And February 27th be 40, 50, 60, 70% brand new people. I want this thing to be so blown out in a safe way that none of the existing promoters are even allowed in. That all it is new people that sign in the next 30 days in the PNW on their team, that all of the existing promoters have to go out in the parking lot and huddle up in the parking lot, do it virtually in their cars over Zoom. And this is stuffed with brand new people sitting 6 feet apart with masks on. And then from February 27th, they do KLP, 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 launch, Facebook Live, Facebook post, TikTok Live, all the activity that's going to create interest. And they build out of the event, they build into the event, and then they build out of the event. And then we fly back up and we rent a cabin in the mountains, and we put 12 to 20 of the newest rocking it people, none of the old people, all their new people, the new rank 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s that aren't even in right now, come and they spend 2 days with us in a cabin. And we do a 2-day how to launch your business boot camp in the cabin. And then boom, out they go, KLPs, 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 KLPs. And this keeps happening all the way to June in Hawaii or Mexico or wherever. I know that's a bunch of chicken scratch, and I haven't been able to read 1 second of anybody's comments. Let me read some comments real quickly. Dustin or Nick or any one of you guys, did that make sense? I know that we could do an entire training on that concept. I wanted to do a quick version of it because what Shawn just explained he did with Matt is a step by step by step, event to event to event to event kind of program. Jennifer, I would be in Portland and Tacoma in a heartbeat. Yes, 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 yes. Hawaii. Okay, cool. I want to make sure that registered. Comment in the chat, yes, if that registered. If you have a question about it, type the question in too. Or if you're a Champ 6, come off of mute and ask any question that you think I might have missed. I'm in a chat with Danny and Chris Webb, the Milkies, Shelly Hobbs, Raj, and their organization, and we're having the exact same conversation. So, hey, Webb, come off mute real quick. How do you see that working in your business? Because that's for that particular team in their particular city, their particular organization. You and I have been texting back and forth. You hit me the other day in Mexico and said Sedona, March or something, right? March or April. Share with me your vision for what you think your guys' group could do.
Hey, yeah, so actually Danny and I are envisioning the same thing. We're going to do April in Sedona. So we want to head out and hit you in San Diego as well. You just don't know yet, but we're going to head out there and hit you in San Diego with our group, and then do the same thing and then build and build and build. And we know that lily padding works. We've heard it in the past, and just because of the environment of this last year, it's just been a little strange. So just super excited to get back to it and to get these new promoters as excited as we are.
For sure. And by the way, I am aware that you're coming here. I've already got a date blocked off. I don't know if I told you yet, but I think we put something like that together. These guys live in Lake Havasu City. They've got teams in Lake Havasu, in Arizona, in Portland, Tacoma, Coeur d'Alene area. They got a squad in Mexico. They got people all over. And it's like, okay, how do we support people? How do we do it in a way that people are comfortable, they're safe, they're happy, and we can grow and we can build relationship? So I tell you those things, and the numbers of people are irrelevant. You could take that play right here. Ask Shawn, I've been on him like flies on poop about physically getting together, because you're not going to build a global dominating massive company over Zoom. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You could get a lot of people to sign up, but people join people. They don't join companies and products. They join people. And if you're not getting as many signups as you think you should, or people joining you, really take inventory on your relationships. Really take inventory on how much you're investing in a relationship in order for them to join with you. So, I've got some Canadians messaging me. I want you to visualize what it will look like. There's people right this minute that just joined. Kyrie just joined in the PNW. She's got 20 signups already this month. It might be a few more, might be a few less, on Justin's team up in Tacoma area. And Kyrie is working on being able to come down to San Diego. We're trying to figure that out. And if she can get the schedule loose. And so I told her, I was like, look, you could have 20 people. You could have 20 people. The first 2 or 3 rows of the meeting in Tacoma could be yours. And then from that meeting, 2-3 weeks later, she's got her own her own beehive of activity, her own organization growing, that have nothing to do with the rest of everybody else that was there. They're rocking. They're independent. They're doing their own thing. And she's going rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5, rank 6. And then Justin's going, man, rank 7 was cool, but I sure like rank 8. Well, that only happens when your team starts producing 6s and 7s. Katie's not at 4 or 5. She's popping right through 6. Lacey's not at, 40, 50, 60,000 as a 6. She's at 100, 120, 140,000 as a 7. And the onion peels. So I know we're going to do some neat stuff in Canada. James Barton's all over me about, are we doing Hawaii? Are we doing Cancun again? Really quickly, in June, my assumption and my manifestation is that things will be a little looser in June. Flights will be open. Countries will be open. We'll be able to travel around the globe a little bit easier. Singapore, hopefully. Australia, hopefully. The UK and Ireland and Northern Ireland, hopefully. where could you guys visualize yourself? Where do you want to take a team of people to? Do you want to go to Hawaii in June, or do you want to go back to Xcaret in Mexico, the place we were just at in June? Hawaii or Cancun in June? Just comment either one of those words, Hawaii, or just comment Hawaii or Mexico, or Hawaii or Cancun. So we're gonna put out a video that I filmed in Cancun the other day, and it's got a survey with it, a fill out, and it's basically, do you want to go somewhere? Like, are you interested in doing something as a community in June? Now, I can tell you, Nick Martinez has already launched an event. He's doing a mastermind that their organization is doing at a dude ranch in Arizona, shooting guns, roping horses, horseback riding, s'mores and fires out under the sun, or under the sunset and the stars. Like, they got a whole rocking thing going already. Dustin and I have been on the phone about events that they're doing regionally with their team. Was on with James Barton about once Europe opens, being able to get into Europe. A bunch of you are doing a bunch of neat stuff. Some of you haven't planned jack shit, nothing. And that's okay. Some of you haven't planned anything. I don't know. Maybe you're just waiting for somebody else to plan it. I can do a mastermind here every day. I'd have to do some serious negotiating with Keisha. Maybe not every day, but certainly every week. Certainly a couple of them a week. For people that it's not too tough to get into San Diego, you could bring some key people here. We could set some stuff up in other places. We could do, 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 in Las Vegas. We could do some working action hours. We could film some videos together. We could do lives together. We could laser coach together, and we could do a lot of neat stuff. I can tell you 2021 will be a absolute growth year for our business. It's like for all of us. And a rising tide lifts all boats as long as your boat is in the water. And again, if we could do it in a safe way that you're comfortable with, I think there's some really neat stuff. But we need your input on where you want the next legendary mastermind to be. We're targeting the date to be June-ish. So there's a form that's going to come in the chat right now. It also just got pulsed. There's a video that I think is either going to be on YouTube, or if it'll go through Pulse, I'm not sure. And generally speaking, what do you think? Hawaii or Cancun or somewhere else? If you're in Canada, I definitely want to do Banff, Canada, sometime in March, April, May. March or April, preferably, if we're allowed. As soon as they'll let us in, we'll come. Or until you figure out a way to sneak me in. Same with Europe. Same with anywhere else. So the goal is that in the next 5 years, every place you've ever wanted to visit in your entire life, you've got pictures of your family there, wherever that is. So if you don't have a passport, get a passport. If you want to be my friend, you have to have a passport. You just do. So Banff, Canada's on my list. I'd love to go back to Iceland again. I'd like to go stay in an igloo hotel with ice bar and stuff in Norway or Sweden, and take wear a bearskin jacket around my head with literally a bear's head over my head, and take dog sledded luggage carts to your room, like rad stuff. I'd love to go to Africa. I'd love to go to a lot of places. So if you need a new passport, let's go. Don Allen, Banff, Canada, let's go. I call it Banff with an M. Wherever it is that you want to go. So I'm fired up, you guys. Hopefully you got a lot of value out of today, and it wasn't too scattery. I don't believe that it was. What Matt and Shawn shared is so exciting to me, because Shawn and Jamie have been at this for 4 years. And if you take anything out of this Zoom, it's consistency, consistency, consistency. And the only way this won't work is if you quit. That's it. The only way it won't work is if you quit. And if you want to put something together in Utah, I'll do it. If you want to put something together in Portland, look, we'll go wherever we need to go. My kid has got more passport stamps in her first year than I had in 35 years. She's been all over the place. I mean, Jet's been on helicopters, private jets. He's only sat coach once. The kid's been all over. They're great travelers, because we've just made a commitment to each other that we will go adventure together as a family. And when you ask my kids in the morning, what do you want to do today? They'll tell you, I want to do something I've never done, Daddy. Where do you want to go? I want to go somewhere we've never been, Daddy. That's important to us. So we got to get to the basics of sharing ketones with people, not complicating it. I don't care how long you've been here. You ain't been here too long to connect and use the third-party validation business. You haven't been here too long, and you're not good enough to not utilize the team. You haven't. And if you think you have, best of luck to you. A big part of our business is leadable, teachable, coachable. It is. I'm pumped, you guys. We're probably clipping right up on an hour. It's 10 on the nose. Let's shut it down. Thanks for being on. I know today was long. I'm insanely excited, and I can't wait for this squad to come down from PNW on Saturday. James and I got a call here in a little bit to iron out some more of the agenda. And see you all soon. Happy Monday. Oh, God dang, I almost forgot. I didn't write it on the board. Epic is next weekend. Dang it, when I did the Zoom yesterday about these guys. Epic is a virtual event. Inside of all of that, San Diego for this team, then Epic the following weekend, then their KLPs. So if you don't have a ticket to Epic, grab your ticket to Epic. Can't believe I almost forgot that. Grab your ticket to Epic. I literally just grabbed it last week because I forgot to get it because it's virtual. Grab your ticket to Epic and make sure every promoter you have watches Epic, any aspect of it. And that'll be a huge part to this build from event to event to event to event. So if you grab a ticket to, if you don't have a ticket to Epic and you grab a ticket to Epic, message the chats you're in and say, just got my ticket to Epic. Have you got yours? And let's all make sure we got our tickets to Epic. All right, that's it. See you guys soon. Thanks for being on. Bye.